Hey guys, thanks for joining us. It's Haley and Jan. We are going to be making tomato soup.
Tomato basil soup. We have eaten so much of our version of the Sacred Heart soup, we could die. So I found a new recipe for tomato basil soup that is pretty simple, I hope. Fresh tomatoes, fresh basil, I think some garlic, and that's about it. So we'll let you know how it goes. So we're adding our olive oil to our pan. We do shop local. We got our olive oil at Ocean Springs Olive Oils and Vinegars, and we're using the basil infused because there's basil in the recipe anyway, so I wanted to kind of stick with that same thing. So in here, I'm gonna warm this up, and then we're gonna chop our onions and our garlic, and we'll get that going. So we're doing our garlic, we're chopping our garlic and our onions. So this is, just for everybody who doesn't know, this is called a bulb of garlic. When they talk about a clove of garlic, that's like the little pieces inside. So these are the little things inside, the actual pieces. That is a clove of garlic. We're gonna do 4 cloves of garlic, and then we're doing 2 large sweet onions. The recipe calls for sweet. And they need to say sweet when you buy them at the grocery store. Don't get white onions, don't get purple onions. Make sure they say sweet onions.
Oh God, these onions are freaking killing me. I'm dying.
So now we are going to brown our garlic and our onions. You want to do the garlic on a low temperature or low heat because garlic burns really easily. We don't want to burn our garlic. We just want it to get sort of toasty, and see how those little bits in there? It's kind of how we want them, just sort of toasty and release its goodness and have a good nutty garlicky flavor. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add our onions to this. Our garlic is coming along nicely. You can do the onions before the garlic because the onions actually take a little longer, but I did it this way today. So we're gonna wash our tomatoes. We wanted all this, the dirt and stuff off of them, and then we're gonna chop them all up and get them ready to go in our pan with our onions and garlic. So now our onions and our garlic have cooked down really nicely. You can see how our onions are kind of clear, a little translucent, so they're nice and soft. We're gonna add our tomatoes. This is about 7 cups of tomatoes. So it was about I think we put 4 cloves of garlic. I may have put 6 actually because I like garlic. 1 medium sweet onion. I know I said 2 in the beginning, but I only ended up doing 1. And this is about 7 cups of tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. We used both Roma tomatoes and, round tomatoes. And we're just going to cook this down until this gets good and soft. And then we'll be on to our next step. So this is our soup. You can see that the tomatoes are cooking down. You can see they're getting kind of liquidy. Once they get a little softer, we're gonna toss them in the food processor, add our basil, see if we need any more seasonings, and then this will be done. So this has been pretty easy. I did taste it, and it tastes really good. It's really fresh. Yeah, just a nice, good, clean, fresh flavor. So I think this is gonna be good. All right, so our soup is ready for the last final steps. You see that our tomatoes are really broken down. This created a nice liquidy base for us. Smells wonderful. So we're gonna toss in some basil. And the recipe said stems and all, because remember, this is going in the food processor and it's all gonna be blended up. So we're just gonna let that kind of break down, just heat it up a little bit, and then off to the food processor. And that is the last step. Once we food process, it should be ready to eat. Okay, our soup is ready to go into the food processor, and we're gonna blend away and see how it turns out, if I can figure out how to work my food processor. Technical difficulty, we'll be right back. Okay, I got it worked out. So now we're in the food processor and we're just gonna blend it up. Blend it up. Oh, that's a nice texture. Let's have a little taste. Okay. Wow, really good. It's not really creamy, and I could probably blend it a little longer because it's got some texture to it, but the flavor is wonderful. Okay, so here's Haley trying our delicious soup for the first time.
And I consider myself a tomato soup connoisseur. I love tomato soup. Not Campbell's in a can. That is not tomato soup. You are not doing yourself justice. This is the best tomato soup I've ever had.
Yay! Winner, winner! Tomato soup dinner.
Guilt-free.
Guilt-free. We will post the recipe. We just found it on Pinterest. We'll post the recipe. Good luck. Happy eating.